Hello, my name is Jeremy Barks.
I'm Brian Eaton.
This is coming to you from Spectrum Entertainment Complex. This is week 7 of the Skills Mastery Challenge. Thank you for watching. This final match will be the 3rd time in a row we've seen Mike Eaton Jr. go against Bob DeCheney. We have Bob DeCheney, our last week Masters winner, bowling Mike Eaton Jr. today. This is a rematch of last week.
Which was a rematch of the week before.
Brian has more insight on those because he actually commentated the last 2. So Mike shot 928 today with a high game of 255 and a low of 202. Bob DeCheney kind of struggled today, but that's what's good about this little competition is he gets to come back. It's guaranteed money just for showing up.
No, Bob is our Monday Mastery champion, defending champion from last week. He defended it the week before. Has already beat Junior the first time. Junior bowled him again. Lost. Now he's bowling him again. Junior has been a high qualifier now 2 weeks in a row.
He must like this pattern that him and Machuga set up with Ted.
Yeah. Thank you, Ted. Got the whole world.
So Mike with a good look right there. Bob is doing more of a straighter with Ryan. Mike likes to spin it, and it's looking pretty good so far.
I think we saw Bob DeCheney throw that Brunswick Edge 2, that brown color ball with the rubber core. Junior throwing the PBA skill ball. And again, all equipment, if it's urethane's got to be, or the differential has to be 020 or lower. Or, that's for plastic. Urethane is 010 or lower.
So Mike now in frame 2, working on a straight.
Oh, might have just been a little too clean on that one.
Just a tad in, but it held pretty good. This pattern set up pretty nice for everybody. It was the same as last week. They just took, I believe, forward pass or reverse pass out of the pattern, and they dropped the ratio from 4.5 to 3 is what I had heard. So I have not bowled these things yet because I don't want to plastic ball yet, but I've been wanting to. So I just wanted to see how it is. But Brian's bowled every week so far, and so how would you say this was compared to last week?
It was a touch easier, or not either. Well, for some it was a little easier. Without that little extra oil in the heads, or in the mids, they got a little more hook room. For others, it was a little harder. It's kind of, I think, if you can control your speed and ball roll and have that consistent from shot to shot, these skills patterns are going to be a little easier for you.
Bob with a good strike there. One thing I noticed is that Bob is playing a little farther outside than he has the last couple weeks here, so I'm guessing it's probably because it's a little more hold area here for him instead of going to the nose.
Yeah.
Another strike from Bob, so now.
I want to say during qualifying, Bob was throwing that Pearl Rhino that he's been throwing in weeks past. That one going a little bit further down the lane than that Edge 2 that he's throwing now.
So I will say I've been here watching for the last couple of weeks. Last week was a little high scoring, but then today we had 9 bowlers. 8 bowlers out of the 15 actually finished plus today, so that's actually pretty good for us skills challenge.
Yeah. I would say this is like last week. It might be a little more towards the softer side, but again, they're not super easy. It's just that some guys' physical game, and if they repeat shots, they match up to it very well.
Mike was not a good shot, but not any reward for it. So Bob now with a 11-pin lead in the third frame.
Yeah, it's definitely, the topography does make a difference here. So going like pair to pair and even lane to lane, bowlers notice that it's a little different. I think 7 and 8 might have been one of the lowest scoring pairs
on today. Well, besides that last game. But they're a little tricky.
And of course, 11 and 12 was like the highest scoring pair of the first game, which the whole game was like 230.
Yeah, it was high scoring on the second game when I hit that pair as well.
Mike is at 39 in the second spare. He needs to carry this one here.
Oh.
That was balanced and it carried. He's got the little airplane motion there because a little stagger there, but it looked good off his hand still. Bob's up in the fourth, working in a double.
Just looks at the right spot for him. I gotta say, I think I've said it now 3 weeks in a row. These, Bob's game matches up just fantastic to these skills patterns. So long as he gets the right ball to hook in the right spot, he's going to be tough to beat.
I will say he's by a full area outside though. He's about 5 boards out than what he's been usually at here.
Yeah.
Nice little break there. Look at a pretty bagger.
Yeah, looks like he's playing a little bit further in on 5. I saw the same thing at last week in the championship match. Say through 5, Bob DeCheney goes spare, next 4. Junior goes strike, 9 spare, 9 spare, strike.
Don't want to say this is a must-strike situation, but it almost is.
He does need it. You can't let Bob get too big of a lead. He's going to run away with it. Oh, it sounded good. Did not strike. Just, it's like the ball does just that little flutter on the lane. You might be able to see it on the camera. It's like if he gets it to hook in the right spot, it's a strike. If it kind of wiggles on him right there, it's a 10 pin.
So to 5, Mike has 2 shots that actually carried with 3 that said, sorry, Mr. 10 Pin's showing up.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that he hasn't hit the pocket any less than Bob. He's just not carrying those corners.
Well, Mike's been pretty consistent though, man. He's prime plus 100 plus each of the last couple of weeks, so it's not like he doesn't know how to carry. It just he needs to be able to have the carry right here. Move a little bit left.
Looks like a good shot there. Oh,
he moved a tad left a little tight, and he was able to play the swing a little more, and it worked out for him at times.
can I see the score sheet? We had obviously a lot of the same faces up here from week to week. We did have one kind of newer one, Ryan Mao, who does have a couple of Eagles to his name. Come try it out this week.
Bob with a little flag, one of the better shots that he threw. 10 Pin said, nope. We did have a new guy show up today. His name was Joe Grinder. It was kind of funny. He, can I just bowl with a house ball? And they go, sure. And he showed up and bowled the house ball. So,
yeah, hey, Joe.
I should do that next week.
I think Joe had fun. He asked if anyone wanted to bowl me action after this. Joe, former Wichita State bowler, is in the area visiting some friends.
So after 5, DeCheney has a 30-pin lead, and Mike has a strike in the 6. Bob is way in that shot.
Oh, yes. Misses in and it holds. Gave him the high, hard one.
So Mike is now up in the 7th. The time running out, this is going to be a must-strike shot right here for us.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Gets it out again.
Oh, he carries it on the. So that's why Mike Jr. is so good. He just makes the slight adjustments mid-game and is able to get what he needs to get.
Yeah, he's still in it. Looks like he can find a little groove here and keeps it going. He's definitely going to force Bob to make some shots. I say the bowlers that do come week to week, you know, that still show up to this, I would say have the advantage over someone who comes in first time out. I mean, definitely the moves are different.
Each pair is different.
Yeah, each pair is different. You know, so once bowlers kind of start figuring out which pairs they can score on, and which pairs they're going to have to just settle for 9 spare. Looks like that gets in on that one, holds, and strikes.
So Mike with a possible 249. Bob's working on a 269. Well, Mike did what he needed to do right there. Put the pressure back on Bob and strike right here. Or keep the pressure on Mike.
Oh, looks like he pulled it in again. And it holds.
And I overheard Bob say that he should use that ball a little sooner today, because I think he just brought it out for this match, I think.
Yeah, Bob was to the left of me in qualifying. I don't think I saw him throw that ball at all. He stuck with that Pearl Rhino.
Bob in the 9th frame.
Uh-oh. Oh. He's able to kick out that 10.
Yeah, he's probably going to be kicking himself now for not using that ball earlier in qualifier.
Yeah.
So it looks really good off his hand right now.
Mm-hmm.
So now, this is pretty much a match right here. If Mike doesn't strike here, he'll need like a really bad frame from Bob.
Yep.
The way Bob's throwing a ball right now, I won't count anything less than 8 right now from Bob.
Mm-hmm. Gets it out. It's got to come back.
You can see the frustration on Mike's face on that shot. Off his hand, he knew it was wide, and nothing you do about it in this type of pattern. House shot, you can hope that if far out you throw it, it might come back if you slow down, but not today, not here.
Yeah, and the patterns are a lot flatter, a lot less oil, and you're using a ball that just quite doesn't have that pickup that today's super balls will have. You know, he gets a little fast there, throws it out, and
Mike with a two-way pickup, he has a possible 227 now. DeCheney is already at 220.
see if Mike strikes out. Does he force Bob to mark? Or does Bob just have to keep it on the lane?
If Mike strikes out, Bob does need to get. Actually, no, I think it's already done. Bob's at 2:30 something at the moment.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But we've seen situations in the past and with the pros that weird stuff can happen. You can't page yourself, but you don't want to.
Yeah, no, it's
Josh Page gave some TEs a bad name to how he handles stuff, but overall in the state of Michigan, bowling is a great sport. You can't have one person ruin it for everyone, and thankfully it's not going to happen.
yeah. I think around here we're a little spoiled as far as tournament directors go. I mean, these guys run great stuff. One sitting next to me. I mean, fantastic running brackets and everything. We got Brian Regan running all his events. Does a great job.
Yeah.
We get one bad apple.
We had Parker's dad who does a fantastic job for you on New Year's, if we can host it this year. So Mike shoots 225. Bob is on 240 pace and picks us up.
He does. Looks like Bob DeCheney is our skills master champion yet again.
And next week we'll see if Mike decides to try for the rematch third week in a row.
Ooh. Looks like Bob just started leaving that 10 pin a little too late.
So our final, Bob DeCheney 247, Mike Jr. 225.
All right, I'm here with this week's champion, repeat champion, Bob DeCheney. Bob, great bowling this week.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, let's go over just some questions for you. What was the game plan going into qualifying? This is a similar pattern to last week, but they made it a little bit flatter.
Yep, I was not very accurate in qualifying at all. I didn't throw the ball real well at all. And I didn't even try the ball that I did try it a couple frames when we first started in practice, and I didn't like the way it was reacting. Mm-hmm. And Ryan Mouse had got to give it a chance, try it, see what it does. So I threw it in practice, and it was there. But I always got to get up. You got to get up on your game when you're bowling, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
Brother, you know that. You got to be on your game, or you're not going to beat him. He's going to be there to beat you every time. So that's quite an accomplishment for me to win 2 weeks in a row against him. I mean, is it 2 weeks or 3?
2 weeks. I think the third week, I think you were high qualifier, and then did he beat you?
I think he beat me the first week, and then the 2 weeks in a row I won. Yep.
So nice, great bowling to both of you. So going in the final match, what was the game plan? You tried out that other ball, and it seemed to work pretty well.
Yeah, I had to stay with it. It was give me a little bit more room, and I see it was going through the pins a lot better. So just made quality shots, and they fell when I needed them to.
Oh yeah, looked great. And what was going through your mind? Just kind of a thing. I mean, obviously,
making good shots.
Yeah,
that's all about.
Yeah, I mean, you stayed in the pocket the whole match.
Yep.
I mean, both of you kept it clean.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's just tough to beat.
Yeah,
he's just hard to beat. He's bad. He's a bad boy. He's a bad boy.
Yeah, I was asked this last week. What do you think about the skills challenge so far? Now that you've had a couple of weeks now to kind of acclimate to it.
This week was a little different for me. I just didn't score like I wanted to, but I hung in there and stayed positive, and end result was good. So that's what it's all about.
All right,
making good shots.
Very cool. All right, Bob.
Appreciate you guys having us.
Yeah. Thanks for coming out.
Appreciate it.
Great bowling.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll see you next week.
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right, this has been the Mastery Skills Challenge, Week 7. Brian Eaton, Spectrum Entertainment Complex.